So the next concept which we need to understand in the context of control chart is basically the process average. Now, when the quality assurance department lays down the specification to the manufacturing team and the manufacturing team commences the production, then after a point of time, say for example, we select the products that is being produced by the manufacturing department and calculate the average, then the average that will derive it is referred to as process average. For example, the example that is given while discussing specification limit is that a manufacturing department will produce sachet of shampoo. Say for example, it produces 1000 sachet of shampoo in a particular lot. If we select 700 sachet from the lot and if we calculate the average, then the average will be referred to as process average. So basically, process average will indicate whether the manufacturing department is going in the right direction or it need to improve its performance so that it can meet the specification limit. So this is what the two main concepts that we have understood is specification limit and the process average. So the next concept which will basically determine the shape of a control chart is the control limit. Now, control limit is basically a statistical conversion of the specification limit. You need to put little bit more focus on it. You need to pay a little bit more attention because it borrows concepts from statistics. So those who do not have the exposure to the subject, they will face a little bit problem to understand the concept. I will try to simplify it as much as possible. Control limit is basically a statistical conversion of the specification limit, and it derives three basic values. One is the upper control limit, one is the lower control limit, and one is the process average. Process average, you can understand, it is the arithmetic mean of the standards that is being achieved by the manufacturing department after producing a lot of products. What is upper control limit and what is lower control limit? Let me tell you. Say for example, if the process average here, if it is visible, you can see the process average is derived as x bar. Then upper control limit is basically x bar plus 3 sigma. Sigma refers to the standard deviation or the variation that is present in the standards that of products that have been produced. Lower control limit is basically x bar minus 3 sigma. So you can understand that by this you will get three values. One is the upper control limit, one is the lower control limit, and one is the central line. Central line basically CL, basically it refers to the process average. Now why you need to derive at these three values is because it is said that the sample of products that you will select from the lot that have been produced by the manufacturing department will follow a normal distribution. Now going back to the discussion of distribution that we have had in the second semester, you know what is normal distribution? Normal distribution is basically a bell-shaped curve, somewhat like this, a bell-shaped curve now of a continuous variable. Now it is said that why it is called normal? Because it is said that most of the continuous variable will follow a bell-shaped curve. Say for example, you want to know the marks of the students of a college who has appeared for an exam of 100 marks. Then it is expected that students who will get very less marks, that is very close to zero, will be less. Students who will get very high marks, that is very close to 100, will also be less. The number of students who will get an average mark will be more. So that is why it is said that it is normally expected that any continuous variable will follow a distribution which is like bell shape. That is, the peak point is reached at the center. So this is the premise of normal distribution. This is basically the condition or the assumption behind normal distribution, and it is a very reasonable assumption also, because any continuous variable which does not follow a normal distribution is said to be an exception, and exceptions do not formulate theories. We need to formulate theories on something which is normal, not on something which is an exception. So anyways, it is said that of this normal curve, the center, from the center, if we go to the right and to the left, a magnitude of 3 sigma, that is 3 standard deviation, then the area which is covered within this region is 99.73%. That means 99.73 percentage of area will be covered within the LCL, that is the lower control limit, and the upper control limit. So you can expect that any product which is being selected is expected to lie within the lower control limit and the upper control limit. Any product which is being selected which is not lying within this lower control limit and the upper control limit is considered to be an outlier. Outlier is a matter of concern for the organization. What is an outlier? Outlier is something which is less than LCL or something which is more than UCL. So you look at the control chart. A control chart is basically a diagrammatic or a depiction of the control limit, where there are 3 values which have been which have been depicted in this control chart. One is at the bottommost, which is referred to as the lower control limit. One is the process average, and one is the upper control limit. So you can understand that any value which is less than lower control limit will lie beyond LCL. Will lie below LCL. Any value which is above, which is lying beyond UCL or LCL is an outlier. So any value which is lying below LCL or above UCL is a matter of concern for the organization, and this will indicate a presence of assignable causes of variation. But if the variation is within the control limits, that means within LCL and UCL, it is said that the process is regulated only by non-assignable causes of variation, and there is no assignable causes of variation present. So any diagrammatic representation of a control chart where the sample points are lying within the LCL and the UCL is an indication of the fact that the business process is in statistical quality control. So this is how we come to an end of this discussion. So it is, you need to bend your mind a little bit, because as I told you that it captures concepts from statistics. So someone who all of you are not having any exposure to the subject, so we have studied it thoroughly while we were pursuing our statistics course in graduation. But I have tried to put it in as simple terms as possible. And when the classes resume in the college, we can have a further discussion on it. We will not leave the scope leave any scope for confusion. We will resolve all the confusions. So we have time in our hands, so you should not panic. Anyways, before I come up with the next discussion, I will come up within 2-3 days, but make sure that you have to give an assurance that you are fully prepared with these 2 concepts. One is the concept of statistical quality control, and one is the concept of control chart. Then and only we can proceed further. Okay, thank you very much.